Well, you might not be able to see very much because I can't get the camera right, but what I'm doing is I'm finding out actually that the soil has a little frost in it. You know, here we are on the 3rd of January again. See that little frost in the soil there? Look at that. So I'm just kind of breaking the frost up a little bit and then I'm just going to put a little tiny, there we go. Going to put a little row of that composted soil in here for my buckets that I kept. I put them in here back in the fall, you know, and here we are in January. And we'll see what happens, I guess, you know. Plant the seeds. Oh, this stuff is heavy. So we're just going to give it a row. Now the stuff is not only isn't heavy, but it's also very, very dry, so I'll have to water it. We do have these water barrels. They're like a rain barrel. Yeah, we got them at Menards. And we put them in here, 55 gallons, filled them up so that we would have water in the wintertime. Now, wow. Some of that stuff's a little bit frozen. That's kind of interesting. I don't know, I guess that's enough. I'll just raise it up to the level of the ground. Kind of leave it at that. This stuff is really good. We get it from Fond du Lac's community compost place, which is in the springtime. We had never used it before, but we tried it out this year and everything, I mean everything, germinated. It was wonderful. So now we're about to do the planting. These gardens are really something. They are Lasagna Gardens. And I don't know if you know anything about Lasagna Gardens, but Lasagna Garden, we start by putting newspaper down. And after we put the newspaper down, several many layers of newspaper. And then we just, you can see newspaper over in the corner there, way back here. There's the newspaper. It keeps the weeds from coming up through. And then I put layers of grass clippings. So we save all of our grass clippings and several of our neighbors too. We have a big pile outside. And then a pile of leaves. So I collect the leaves. I do leaf collecting for several of my neighbors with, it's a big 26 bushel collector, and I grind them up. I'm using my tractor, my John Deere tractor, and I love my tractor, by the way. And so I grind them up, because I got 3 blades underneath the mowing deck, and it grinds really nice. I get it fairly fine, you know, well mulched. You'll see there are some solid leaves, but mostly they're good. So it's layers. It's like 2 inches of grass clippings, 2 inches of leaves. Then we put a small layer of sphagnum peat moss, and then we do grass and leaves and peat moss. Grass, leaves, peat moss. I overfill these gardens probably 6 inches or more, and certainly, well, I don't know, in a few months they come on down, and you can see this one. I've got almost 6 inches of wood showing already, and I got 12 inches of wood here. These I made last year. And then we built the tunnel over the top. The construction of the tunnel was a lot of fun. It could help you with that too. But anyway, and then it just composts, and the newspaper draws the worms up into the soil, and the worms do their thing, and it's just incredibly fertile. It's loose, it's soft, and grows really quite nice crops. So anyway, I'm going to get ready here, get my stuff together so that I can plant, and I'll be back.